My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Blueprints. Since the end of the last episode, I've had the opportunity to go back and fill out my notes with a couple of the things that I saw in those previous episodes but didn't otherwise write about, so my notes are a little bit more complete now. I may refer back to them at a point in the future. I'm not just going to go through and tell you all the things that I wrote down. I will, however, pick up my allowance, getting 5 gold to start our day with, as well as 2 gems. Oh, it's an absolute windfall. Let's cut out to the left. I want to get to that foundation early as possible, because if I can connect to it from just one side, I unlock 2 additional locations that I can go to. It's very easy. Bedroom, nook, snore room. Look, it's got to be the bedroom, right? Didn't want it to be, but it's got to be. It could be the nook. What's the matter with getting a key? I don't even have one yet. Seems like a good idea to have at least one. Oh, security this early. Hell yes. It leads in pretty good directions. The only direction it doesn't go is a direction that's already accessible from the entrance hall. So first things first, we know what to do in a room like this. I am going to go to the keycard system and set the keycard system to a low security level. Then when, also I will set the offline mode to unlocked, and then I'll come back and change the security level to high if I discover the breaker box, because then I can just default everything to being open. Okay, so that's going to be the vault room that we haven't been to yet. That's the nook. There's the music room that we were in quite recently. Library. This one is not especially clear to me. Perhaps a cellar of some kind. Spare bedroom. That. I don't think that's the closet. I think that's behind I think that's the coat check, actually. I don't know if it's relevant if I identify all of these, but I think it's interesting that I can. Perhaps one of them can't be identified, and that one needs to be paid additional attention to. I don't know. Here we have the office. Here we have the not spare room. This is the storeroom. That's one of the hallways down below it. Obviously, the security room I'm currently in. I haven't seen this one. It's almost a museum. Appears to have multiple different pieces on display, most of them pendants. And again, what looks to be another memorabilia museum of some kind directly above it. Perhaps even a theater, that could be? I'm seeing those corded gates there. I'm seeing a big poster on the back wall, giving a little bit of theater. Archives. That one up there is also the nook. Hang on. Does that mean I have 2 nooks in here? Yeah, that one down on the bottom left is the nook. That one up on the top right is the nook. Both of those follow the nook. Strange. Then we also have what I imagine is a grand ball hall of some kind. Haven't been there. That's the pool. We've seen that before. And then vault again. So there's 2 of the vault and 2 of the nook. I'm not certain if that's relevant at all. I'm not going to note it down, because I don't believe it to be relevant right now. So remember in the commissary how there were 2 pictures, and one of them was a peak and one of them was peas, right? And it said with the first, without the second. So peak without P is K. Grain without rain was G. Chart without cart was H. I wonder if there will always be a pair? Because look at these 2. That's stairs and stars, right? So the letter missing is I. I think I should start tracking that in every room. Oh boy, that's going to be a bit annoying. But look, I got a big workbook for this. I got time. So this is going to be the with without puzzles. Of course, I can just scrap this page and pull it out of the workbook if that's not actually relevant in the future. But in the security room, we've gotten from this one the letter I. Stairs and stars. All right. Anything else I need to care about? Whoa! I didn't even spot you up there earlier. We've got another night room. I believe I didn't spot this earlier. No. I wrote down night and security. That was the second thing I wrote down next to the observatory. All right. Coat check to get a key card. Ooh. Oh, that's really exciting. So that keycard would mean that I could immediately access a bunch of different stuff. I could turn the security level high immediately. I don't even have to get the breaker box to do so. Darkroom gives us the ability to go to all of the locations. It'll give me the ability to unlock the corner. And laboratory... I do like laboratory because I really do want to actually use the item in the laboratory at some point. It's really hard to turn down the fact that they literally just gave me the tool that I could possibly need right now. I'll retrieve that key card. I'm not going to check an item because literally all I have is the key card at the moment. So yeah, like... Huh. We're on E right now. Interesting. So what? This is like a plane and a map? Oh, a plane and a plan. Oh boy. So this is every single room I'm going to have to track with this. Yikes. All right. Code check. I don't know how many of them there are going to be in every room. So that's a plane and a plan. The difference is E. Alrighty then. Got our coat. Set out. Time to turn... I mean, we need them powered the entire time, so we're not going to be worrying about that. But the security level, we can flip all the way up to high because we have a key card. So feel free to give me as many locked doors that this key card can open. Make it as valuable for me as possible. Den that opens in good directions for us. There's also furnace, which would block our paths, and then laundry room also blocks our paths. I'm not even going to interrogate what the other things could also do for us, because they are going to block the paths and I'm not going to take them. A tie and a tier. The difference is the letter R. Good lord, in everything? In every room. How many lines do I leave? Okay. Den. It is tier without tie for the letter R unlocked. It doesn't seem like it even spells out a word as well, because in the commissary, the 3 consecutive ones we've seen have been GHK. Not GHK. They're very close to GHK, but not like actually alphabetical. They were KGH. Yeah, exactly. Not alphabetical in that direction, rather. All right. Then out to the left. Courtyard, giving us another gem. Love it. Funeral parlor unfortunately locks us off. Pantry is good money right now. Yeah, it's good money. It's some additional footsteps. I love to have a little bit of additional money early so that if I encounter a shop, I can just pick up what I need. Interesting. So this note is written by the same person and to the same person as the note in the office. That is in Sinclair's office, Herbert S. Sinclair. And that note in that office is talking about the March of Kings and the fall of the Lords and things of that ilk. Bridget, please pick up more fruit before Friday. We've just been informed we have an extra guest. The house next week. 50 steps. Should be more than enough, so I think an ideal spread would be 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. So that would give us the ability to figure out, given the stamina recovery of apples and bananas, what the stamina recovery of an orange would be. So if, like, 50 steps, 5 apples, I think they regenerate 2. I think bananas regenerate 3, which means 10 and 15 are covered by those 2, getting us to 25, which means that oranges cover 5. But how do I tell the system that I know that and that that's relevant? Enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry. Commissary. Wine cellar. I haven't been able to go there yet. I really want to, but it blocks the direction into the foundation. I have to take one of the ones that has a foundation direction. Bedroom's actually appropriate because this is a place that I'm going to be going through multiple times, but also commissary items for sale. Literally just find a shovel, please, please, please. Yes, that's a shovel in there. Oh, sledgehammer costs 8. Shovel costs 6. Look, there's no way in heck I'm going out of here without a shovel. Now, this is a card without a car. That's a D, the letter D that you are looking for. I'm going to track this on the previous version because I have space for it there. I don't have to make a new area for it. Card without car. So, KGHD. That's a lot of consonants, so unless I'm about to get a bunch of vowels, this is not going to create a word. Maybe this is just demonstrating the way that this puzzle can be represented, and it's just not relevant in this specific room. Look, I'm getting a shovel. You can't stop me getting a shovel. I know the value of digging, especially because we're directly next to a room that you can double dig in. Can you double dig it? Yes, you can, and you get a broken lever, or at least what appears to be. I'm still gonna go down here. Just because I saw an upgrade disc here once, which means I will always come here. It's like the dog that finds the treat under the couch and then thinks that that couch spawns treats forever. I have the keycard for summoning the lift back down to the bottom there, but no reason to do so. If I get the pool room, I think I will try and proceed to get pool room, sauna, etc. Go from there. Kitchen, going back in the other direction, which... yeah, I'd like to do that. Gem requirement to 1, so I would be running out of gems, and I wouldn't have really any reason to be buying anything just yet. Closet also doesn't seem bad. I can head back out through the other way, through the den or the entrance hall. I've got a lot of open places. Give me a closet. 2 least useful things in there. That is a... that's an aviator. Oh, it's a pilot without a plot. That's a plot of land. Pilot. So the letter is I. That's what I was asking for. God, it's every room. It's every room. Why? What could I possibly need this for? But look, if it holds, if there is always an interpretation of it that I can bear out, I should get it. It's a pilot without plot. Gives us the letter I. It's too consistent to be unintentional. Righty. Yep. Headed back in the right direction. Now, again, let me just make sure. Salt shaker. No clue what that does. Should probably come back with additional money at some point to pick that up. I owe that to myself. Nursery. Ugh, that would be a great time to get that. But hallway also leads in very useful directions. I like nursery a lot, but I'll take hallway. Now, this will lead back to the entrance hall. I don't technically actually need to join this in. Funeral parlor. I don't have any red, yeah, I don't have any red rooms in my house yet, but I can spawn this and just be ready to go here and get a bunch of gems as soon as I have them. Let's go the other direction, though. Drawing room and spare bedroom. Certainly feels like I could get value out of the spare bedroom here. Doesn't have to be open on both sides. That is a stage without a... Stage. Theater. Curtain. Is this a commonly understood plant? To me, I look at that and I see flower. I wouldn't go sage, which might be the interpretation there. I don't know what sage looks like. I know what time looks like. It's round. It's got two hands. Points at the time. What was sage? I'm literally just gonna Google the word sage and I'm gonna look at the first image for sage and go, no. This sagent. This isn't sage. This is no sage I've ever seen, and I'm an expert since 10 seconds ago in Google Images. Okay. Leaf? Leaves? Flower. Petals. Stage, theater, play? Doesn't have to be a play on there, but... Plants? Plants and... Splant? A very old word for a stage? Honestly, I'm gonna pitch this one. Don't know it. Couldn't tell you. I tried though. Oh my god, did I tried. Utility closet. Look, I do like having the broker box. I don't need it though. Acid Way has 2 extra exits, but it costs me both of my gems. I'm gonna take a storeroom here. We've got 2 other exits down on the bottom through the funeral parlor and such. But I really can't take any more terminating paths. Okay, so... Tiger without tear is G. The letter G is implied in this room. Yep. This room is the spare... No, spare room. This is storeroom. Tiger without tear. Letter G. Got it down. Let's go. Got to keep an eye on my steps as well. Hang on. Road and Rod. That's the letter A in the hallway as well. I'm going to forget these from time to time. I'll track them whenever I can. Because there's a lot to remember. There's these to look for in every room. There's the pawn... what are they called? Chess pieces to look for in every room. It's just most often that it's a pawn because there's more of them on the board. Road without rods. It's letter A. The letters we've gotten so far in this run have been I, E, R, I, G, A. So nothing necessarily comprehensible. I don't have to solve this puzzle yet, and in fact I intend not to, because I would only get 1 gem from it right now. Making sure there's no extra items just sitting in this room. Drawing room or gymnasium? Let's put down the gymnasium. I don't even have to go into it. I can literally walk around that. That is a bridge and bride, the letter G. You know what? I'm not going to track the words that they came from anymore. I'm just going to, like, parlor. I'm literally just going to write down the letters for them. This is the letter G. Because I was thinking, if the letter occurs twice, they might give you two different symbols that show you the letter G. Right? Like, bridge without bride, or... Oh boy, now I have to think of one of my own. Another example. Just two different images that have the subtractions still give you the letter G. And I was wondering if that would suggest that there is perhaps a second different G in the password. Maybe worth tracking for that reason. I'm not going to, though, so it's so much additional information on the page that I don't need to necessarily recall. Alright. Waddle on. Whoa, hang on. Don't need to go into the gymnasium, remember? Wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually probably fewer steps to go through it. Running shoes! A pair of running shoes occasionally save feet when traveling longer distances across the estate and grounds. That's a bat and a bath, the letter H. And this is the gymnasium. Gotcha. Yeah, let's head back down towards entrance hall. I can spawn chapel there, and again, funeral parlor does want me to have more red spaces. Chapel often has dig spots as well as additional coins in. So I kind of do want to go through it. Dang. No dig spot, no additional coins. I played myself. I didn't need to be in this room. That's okay. Library. Discover less common floor plans while drafting in the library. Sure. I mean, I could terminate this in a lavatory and then leave this, go back to the gymnasium, and then leave through there. But I'm starting to terminate a lot of paths. And currently we're relying on the gymnasium having an up, otherwise I'm completely cut off from progression. I'm going to get the library because I think drafting less common floor plans is going to give us more ability to draft directly upwards. You know what? Give me drafting strategy. I haven't read that book. Seems like it might be a good one. I'll head upstairs again just for a very quick overview. Nope, I don't see anything on the ground or hanging out on a shelf or anything like that. Stag without tag is the letter S. Perfect. Come on. Yes! Aquarium is exactly what we needed. Oh, I'll take a navigational compass. Draw plans leading north more frequently. That's really important because that's exactly what I need. Fueled coins can be spent in shops. Cool. Good digging. Drawing room is left open in all of the directions I want and can be redrawn the 2 directions. Huge. Oh no. Is it Peak and Peas? Is it Peak and P? Is it K? There's too many pictures in this room. It's got to be the 2 that are featured next to one another. So this is, again, drawing room. I'm going to have literally all of them written down at some point. Ooh. Letter K is missing. Nothing unique on his portraits. Yeah, this is always kind of an uninspiring room. Bedroom or boudoir? I mean, bedroom, I might go through this room multiple times, sure. Wait, hang on. Running shoes. Lose less distance when traveling longer distances and around the estate and grounds. So when I had the running shoes before, occasionally it just prevented me from losing a step. Bedroom, whenever you enter, get 2 steps. Enter, 1 step, exit, 1 step. Enter, 1 step, exit, 1 step. So it takes you 2 steps to get in and out to get 2 steps. But if I'm preventing step loss some of the time, I should be able to gain this. It's not preventing it ever. Okay, maybe there's like a specific anti-tech to this. It can't happen if you're going room to room or something like that. That is a clock and a lock. The letter is C here in the bedroom. Maybe those portraits aren't related to necessarily the room that they're in. Maybe it's just collecting a set of letters from them. In which case, actually tracking where they come from is important again, because I only need to track 1 set for each. Damn. Right. Look, I'll go through the rest of those and write them down correctly after this episode. Oops. I think that actually might be the case. Because otherwise there would only be a certain subset of them that can appear in each of the rooms. And so far we've seen pretty much all of them appear in pretty much every room without restriction. Courtyard going north, as well as giving us 2 additional gems, as well as giving us additional dig spots, likely. Very useful. A rather dirty old coin. And in this one, a few old coins. Ooh, 4 of them. Pop open this trunk, although I could go back and get a sledgehammer. Oh, this has 3 keys inside. Okay, I will probably still buy a sledgehammer so I can use those for doors exclusively. Dark room, dining room, observer room. Dining room, I think, is what we need. I need meal to serve somewhere. I want to exit out the other way from the drawing room because I still have the ability to redraw there. Anything else I desperately need to do right now? Commissary's pretty far away. I don't think I go to the commissary just to get the salt. I think that's way too many steps wasted right now. Chart without cart. This is an H. I've seen this one before, but I will write that it's in the dining. At some point, I might have seen all of the pairings of them, and then I will hopefully be able to just work with those letters and see what's up. Right, I actually screwed up the thing that I literally just said I wanted to do. It was the other direction. I wanted to go out through the other direction of the drawing room, so I have the ability to redraw. Corridor's always left unlocked. I can draft bunk room because I already have the ability to go out both directions of the dining room. Bunk room's not a great room, though. I'm going to redraw. I'm looking for a red. Guest bedroom, 10 extra steps. That's actually pretty good, too. Veranda. Greater chance of finding items in green rooms. I could do veranda still. And actually, yeah, I will. Because we've got more green rooms to draft. There's something dig here. 2 somethings dig. As well as another gem. Hell yeah. But also, this was costly in terms of gems. Going to green rooms is costly in terms of gems. But as long as I spawn some additional reds, I can go back to the funeral parlor and I can make it all back up. Servants' quarters give 1 locked key for... 1 key, rather, for each bedroom in your house. Corridor is always left unlocked. Lavatory. So if I went to the lavatory, I would then be able to go back down to the funeral parlor and pick up my gems. 4 gems. And then I'd be going through the gymnasium twice, so I'd be losing 4 steps again. You know what? No. This is a corridor now. Oh. Oh, tent without 10. So the same thing. This was tag in a different room. This can be interpreted differently. So the hallway has tent without 10. The letter T. Kitchen with food for sale. I mean, totally appropriate, but also I do have the other exit through the dining room, so I don't necessarily have to spawn the kitchen to get space. I kind of want to take the guest bedroom because I need more gems, so I want to be able to go back down to the funeral parlor as well. Speaking of more gems, there is a gem in this room. Hell yeah. That is a coast and a coat. Oh boy, I don't have enough space on this page. All right, new page. And this is the guest bedroom. Coast without coat. Is a S. The more I think about it, the more I think it's unlikely that it's tied to the room it's in, and in fact, it's just a series of different rooms that give me the clues. Maybe it's... No, I don't think all of the rooms that have had them have also had chess pieces, so I don't believe that overlaps. Could be wrong, obviously. I'm not telling you that is exactly the case. I'm telling you what I believe at the moment. I'm telling you if that updates in the future. Alright, I got some additional steps. I'm going to use those to go... So 1, 2... I have to lose coins to go through the chapel as well. And I do have a dining room, so I think maybe I can afford to go through here. Gems are in box with the true statement. Don't know what that is. 2 of these statements are true. That's possibly true. Statement on the black box is true. Okay, so... if this says 2 of these statements are true, and that's true, then it's one of the true statements, which means the statement on the black box is blue box is true. If we believe that to be true, then this one is false. The gems are in a box with a false statement, which would be itself. So that is actually a totally valid solution. If this was false, that means this would also be false. So it breaks down immediately. No, yeah, they're in the one with the false statement, which is the black box. I know it feels like I'm playing with fire there, but I've also never been wrong on one of these funeral parlor challenges. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I've got enough steps. I'm pretty close to the I'm as close to the commissary as I'm going to be for a while. Give me a salt shaker. Oh, just up in the top left a second ago. the shoes activated. Sledgy hammer. Padlocks on unlocked tracks. And salt shaker. Whenever you eat food and gain steps, gain an additional step. Cool. So now all of the money that I have should go specifically... now all the money I have should go specifically just to getting food. Which is... yeah, pretty ideal for us, I think, at this point in time. Funeral Parlor. Wait, that's... no, there's a play I could have done. If I was willing to go around the other way, which is, I think, only 2 additional steps in the long run, I could have avoided the gymnasium. Oh! No, the boots saved me from moving, but not from the gymnasium. That makes sense. Although, actually, it would also make sense if they had, like, a secret effect. They saved you from the gymnasium. Uh-oh. I'm wasting steps right now by going in the wrong direction a couple of times here. Thankfully, I went back to the bedroom. I've got to get up. What? Oh, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. I've got to get up 2 more ranks and then come back to this room. And then we will have a nourishing feast. Door's locked. Of course it is. Dark room would have the ability to go up. Kitchen has food for sale. I don't have money for spend, though. I think I do need the kitchen. Because then as soon as I get food for sale, I can use it. Main course today is... County Stewed Pie. Gives an additional 10 if we have a boiler room. Which we do not yet. But that's a good reason to think about one in the future. Oh. Kitchen, stage, and stag. Missing is E. All right. Sorry about the brief pause as I'm writing these down. Thankfully, there's a billiard room, so we can actually continue. Otherwise, the 2 of them both offered me a terminate. That is... Planet and Plane for missing T. SGT? Don't know. SET, actually, are the last 3 letters. Set. IERIGAHSKCHT I'm not getting anything out of those just yet. Time to solve billiards again. 5 equals 5. 8 plus 3 is 11. Plus minus times 11. So it's 11 times 1 is 11. 11 plus 3 plus 5 is 16. Times 1 is 16. 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3 is 10. Minus 7 is 3. Divided by 1 is still 3. The silver key. Unlocking a door with the silver key leads to a room with many doors. Please be locked. I want to use the silver key. I want a room with many doors. Give me a great hall. Holy hell, give me a great hall. Passageway. That's actually completely ideal. It has 3 completely open adjacencies. We've got enough gems to draft it. This is perfect. Let's go up 1 more rank. I'm going to use the silver key. There's Cloister, 3 gem requirement, Chamber of Mirrors. You can now draft 2nd copies of rooms you have in your house. And there's also the Great Hall with the 7 locked doors. I've drafted Cloister before and I didn't have anything I could do in it. There were a couple of shovel dig spaces, but I wasn't able to actually dig them. I'm gonna get that Great Hall. It's exactly what I asked for. What am I going to turn it down? What am I going to spurn it? Dinner served. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got to make sure I always have 4 steps available. Head back in the other direction. This door's locked. Yeah, I was about to say, these ones can't necessarily open into a new room, right? What's the heck? Boudoir and nursery? I mean, I guess I do have a lot of adjacencies. Maybe it's time to get nursery. Three additional coins. Love it. Oh, that's a bat and a boat. Difference is O. Nursery. Bats. Boats. It's the letter O. Got it. Anything additional hiding in this room? Seen those before. Seen those before. No. All right. Oh, I see. So it has adjacencies, but so this is an open area. Like, it's kind of like a passageway, but it costs you no gems because you have to use keys to push through it instead. I understand a lot better now. I'm gonna head down and pick up my meal and then head out the other adjacencies of the passageway. Little salt on that as well. Lovely. Ooh. Morning room from bacon and eggs. I'd love to get that, but I've got to eat this salty banana first, thank you. And that is not a euphemism. Passageway leads out to 2 different keycard doors. I can open those. Laboratory. Ooh, I do like laboratory. But it terminates. I'd have to just trust the other direction. You know what? I'm spawning the dark room. Yeah, the lights went out. Thankfully, there's still enough power to draft a room. Give me this one. I don't know what it is, but it's an East Wing Hall. Sure. That is plain and pane, as in a pane of glass. So the different letter is L. Pane. Plain. Running out of keys now. Experimental house features in the laboratory. I don't want to terminate in the wine cellar. I will get the laboratory. I do want the wine cellar. I just don't want to have to terminate. Let's start our house experiment. Oh, immediately. Lose 10 stops and gain 20 gold. Spread dirt on the driveway. What? What the hell does that mean? Ah, right. Yeah, put shovel places on the... Got it. For each bedroom you draft after your second. We have more bedrooms than that, and I am already encouraged to draft bedrooms for additional spaces, but also bedrooms tend to terminate our progress, which I don't want. Lose 10 steps, gain 20 gold. I could immediately lose 10 steps and gain 20 gold. I could go back and buy clubs, the sandwich and the eggs. I'm gonna do that, actually. Experiment complete. We got 20 gold. Rumpus room. Locksmith keys for sale. I do need keys. I've got one exit through the other side of passageway left. That's it. Lockpick kit will occasionally be able to open some locked doors. I've got to still have enough money for... Oh! Hang on. Crown without crow is N. Perfect. Is there one in this room as well? I feel like these aren't special fans of the arts. Oh, never mind. That is... Aha! Yes! That's the spot we're on. T. And that is plant without plan for the letter T. That's weird. Because that means the letter for this room, T, is also the letter that's being assigned by this hint, which would tend to suggest that every room has its own individual letter. And they're currently... So it's the grid space having the letter. Oh, okay. You're going to have to give me a second. I'm going to go translate this into things. I will be back with my solutions. Okay, bringing you back, having filled out my grid with a bunch of the letters that have come up in it. Like, it is starting to give me the form of words, like E-I-G-H. 8, one presumes. Something R, something C-K, maybe trick, maybe crack, something like that. It's starting to form words, which is super cool. I'm going to keep on that track, but I don't have enough to make sense of them just yet. All right. Now, what else was I up to? I was heading down to the kitchen to eat food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'll head out the other way of the passageway. Now, this should be an L. Yeah, plane without pain is L. Dark room, obviously, I can't see at the moment because I've got the breaker switches. But there's not just a... I know that there was a gem last time I lit this room up, but I guess you can't interact with anything unless it's lit up. That makes sense. Otherwise, you just go through and click everything and then figure it out from there. Passageway, and this one definitely has nothing in. Yeah, so it definitely gives us no additional information. And this was planet without plane for a T. Yep. Kitchen was stage without stag for an E. Yep. Bacon and eggs or a club sandwich. Add morning room to today's pool. And then morning room gives us a benefit the day after it's active. Oh, you're telling me I can get another banana? Yeah, give me another banana. Top me up. So we'd be heading out the other direction of passageway. I do kind of want to go back and check up on all the other rooms. Like, this corridor, I tracked at the time, but I don't have tracked in my notes at the moment. Things like that. But I'll do that after I've exhausted my ability to progress. Guess who just exhausted their ability to progress? Oh, it's me. Well, I got a lot of steps, but I will be also ending my movement. Bunk room, if I drafted that, it would give me the bunk room, but I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. Obviously, I can't take the observatory. Literally no other directions we could take this. Okay, I'm gonna get the lavatory. That is a... time without tie for the letter M, I'm presuming? Is what we're dealing with here? Alright, I'm gonna be heading to the other rooms and checking what I can fill out. So that Great Hall, I suspect, does have something in it that I just didn't track. Unfortunately, that's looking like the answer is no. It doesn't actually. That's fine. Makes me feel surely a little vindicated for the fact that I didn't track it previously. Nothing to track at the time. Makes it hard to track. This was dining room H. Yes, we've been here. Courtyard has no such adornment. Clock without lock. Let us see. And yep, we have that filled in. This was the drawing room. That's the K. Yep, got that as well. So I want to check veranda and corridor because I don't have either of those tracked. I don't think veranda does have anything on. Yeah, suspect that was the case, but you should. Camp? Oh, 10 without 10. Right, this is the letter T. Got it. That actually really helps because that's IGHT. So I'm definitely believing that that word is 8. Maybe it even translates into a code. We know that the boudoir above us is an S already, so let's head back through the veranda. Through to the drawing room. Drawing room, bedroom, got those tracks. Aquarium actually may have something in as well that I haven't tracked. Because, yeah, there they are. Car and carts, the changing letter is the letter T. That's actually also good because that confirms that this line from coat check, security, funeral parlor, gymnasium, and aquarium spells out the word 8. E-I-G-H-T. This library has an S in. Already knew that. That's stag without tag. I don't believe we get pictures in our chapel. Doesn't look like it, unfortunately. So then I want to check the entrance hall and the nook, as well as the hallway above the funeral parlor. Which, I can head to all of those from here. Don't have any reason to go outside. Sledgehammer, shovel, compass, keycard. I can't imagine one right now. I should go back to the coat check and leave something there as well. Yeah, the first room always has these two as its picture. And they are both cards. So they don't really have a removal between, like, Queen of Diamonds, Ace of Spades. Queen, Ace? No, they just don't compare. This without this. Couldn't tell you. I'll keep thinking about it, though. This was prey. Without... I'm assuming this is prey without, pry? Which is what the crowbar is meant to represent there for the letter A. Here in the nook. Head up to coat check, and I will be checking in... A lot of these are useful, but... Shovel. You can have the shovel, as long as you promise to give me a root cellar. Please. I think pantry actually does have something and I'm missing it. But I also wanted to check specifically on this hallway, and then I can turn back around. Okay, sure. Actually, that's Road and Rod. That's A. Yeah, I remember that. So, rack. If this has something, and it does indeed, crow and row for the letter C. Crack. So, crack 8 are these two lines. Crack 8. I guess I didn't check the commissary this time. Card without car is D. Foundation doesn't have any in, and that is it. That fulfills all of the rooms that I have discovered that have any of these in. I drafted from the library appropriately. I coat checked. Anything that I need to return to a place for? Oh my god, I didn't even define an outer room. Can I get out of here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As soon as I leave. Well, actually, it really depends on how well my running shoes do as to whether or not I even get out there to define an outer room. But I'll give it a go. Oh! It's going so far. Yeah, we're going to be able to drop this. Shrine, I don't have money. Special blueprints cost feet instead of... Yeah, don't have that. Shelter and shrine. I had any gold. Guess I'm going to the shelter. I don't think there's anything new here for me to... Oh. The time lock safe isn't just open? I would have to reset it today? It's also the radiation monitor. Not especially high. I mean, if I opened that, it would give me gems. And those gems would be fine, but then the run would end, so they're irrelevant. Remain where you are. Given the Red Guard is due tomorrow, we've agreed with your plan and disabled remote access from the other terminals and sealed the mainframe entrance, not willing to risk removing shelter from the drop pool while the three of you are still down there. So people are being hidden down here while the Red Guard is searching the estate. And it's 3 people that are being held down here. And the note in here was from Charlotte to Herbert. And it was Charlotte saying, I believe you are responsible for the disappearance of my cousin. That is Mary Matthew Jones, Marion Marigold, Mary Epson, our mother. I believe you're responsible for smuggling her to the south. So I wonder if this was part of her escape plan, being... well, interned down here for a very long period of time. Faking her disappearance and or death. I'm very intrigued in continuing to follow that line, but unfortunately at the moment I don't believe we actually have anything we can do. Ran out of step leaving there. Look, I'm gonna just try and run to the other side of the estate. The game is gonna stop me and then... Oh, still doesn't stop me. It'll stop me one of these days. Right? Yeah. I'm gonna call that a day. That seems like a particularly good day. Again, tomorrow I'm gonna go through and add additional parts to our layout here. See if I can figure out the message that it has. I'll start drafting in the direction specifically to do so as well. Swing favored, 4 shop rooms, 121 steps taken, 1 new room, and 3 items found. And yet, despite those numbers, I really feel like we got a lot more than is represented. I'll save and continue, but I'll also hit this button and tell you that my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Blueprints. Top left, series playlist for all the way content of the game, past, present, future. YouTube recommendations down below, streaming past the names of people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out above the thank tier, and a special thanks this episode to 3D. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.